Good morning everyone, welcome back to JMC Creates. My name is Jackie McKissick and today this background is going to be my inspiration for a few backgrounds. I'm going to do some layering. I'm going to use inks. I couldn't find this heart stencil anywhere, so I have no idea what I did with it. And I couldn't find this pink stuff anywhere, but I know that it's a version of this ombre blending paste. So we're going to try it on that. I'm going to do pinks, blues and purples. And I've got out some background stencils. I've got out some stencils. These are all heart ones. Same as Valentine's, the next lot I have to work on for the charity shop. This is actually a layered set of 2 hearts and some leaves, so I might use that. I also found this one and I might use that, but we're just going to make it up as we go along basically. Right, I've cut some white panels, okay, and I am starting with worn lipstick and saltwater taffy, okay, and I'm putting some down on my mat. Ooh. Okay, I'm getting a little bit of water. And I'm going to smush. This is just a different way for doing the ink smushing into the ink. I like this way because I have more control. If you look on MB cards, how to make an ink smusher, you will be able to find it. And now, oh no, we're going to do pink again, so we need another piece of card. This time we're doing mulled lavender. Not a colour I use very often. It's not actually the one I wanted, is it? It's purple. It's a lilac. The one I wanted was Victorian Velvet. But we'll give it a go. Well, you can but try. So I'll start with the light one, and I don't care that there's a bit of the previous colour on my smusher because I'm doing pink, and all I'm doing is haphazard, a little bit of layering. Okay, so that's the pink one done. Now we're going to go on to the purple. We need another bit of card, and I'm just using ordinary card because I'm not using a lot of water. Okay, so Wilted Violet and Villainous Potion is the next one, and once again you're going to just start with the light one and just dabby till you get a bit of ink everywhere, and then come in with the darker one over the top. Just be careful, you don't want to overdo it. I think that's plenty for that one. Right, next I'm going to clean it off now because I'm going to do blue. Okay, and I did tidy up. I got a new floor in my bedroom. I got it decorated and the furniture's in. Finally ready for Christmas. That was my Christmas present. That's what I asked for. was to have my bedroom redecorated. So that's what I got. And I have to admit, it's really beautiful. I do love it. So, anyway, I had to tidy everywhere up, because when you're getting flooring down, you have to move everything out of the room. And of course, it was sitting all over the joint. Did I tell you that speckled egg in Mermaid Lagoon? So the place looked like a bomb site. It was finally, the furniture was finally, we were getting new furniture, so the old stuff had to be disposed of. Oh my word. And then finally the new stuff went in yesterday, and we did Operation Cleanup. And while I was at it, I cleaned my craft room and tidied it a bit. So I'm feeling very good today. Right, next, what's next? Next, I'm going to actually let these dry. I'm going to do some more off screen. I'm going to let them dry, and then we will start phase 2. Back in a jiff. Okay, so my background's dried, and all together I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10. Okay, so this one was mustard seed and mowed lawn, worn lipstick and saltwater taffy, picked raspberry kitsch flamingo, milled lavender and kitsch flamingo. No, that's not milled lavender. Milled lavender and Victorian velvet is that one. Shaded lilac and seedless preserves. Vintage potion and wilted violet. Speckled egg, Mermaid Lagoon. Salvage patina prize ribbon. Bundle sage twisted citron. And spice marmalade and lumberjack plaid. So now I'm going on to do another layer. So I have this big bit here. Sorry about that. My son arrived to take the dog for a walk. So I've got this Alina Cuttle background stamp, and it's 6 by 6. Which is why I'm using the big bit. But because my paper is all bent, I am going to put a little bit of that down. And then what are we going to use to go over it? Let me see. Peeled paint. You don't know until you try. So you don't. If you never try, how are you supposed to learn? It's what I tell TJ whenever he's trying a new food. TJ is unfortunately the same as me. He is a very fussy eater. Oh yes, I like that. Give that a good hard press in there. Right, let's put some more in there. because that bit in the middle didn't come out great. So we'll just do it again. And just these sections that I need to concentrate on. So we get TJ to try new foods, and 9 times out of 10 he doesn't like them, but if he didn't try he would never know. So that's that one, right? Let's clean off that stump. Okay, and we'll stamp another one, and then we will do a stenciled one. So this is an Alina Cuttle butterfly stamp, and it's actually 5.5 by 5.5 roughly. So let's just do it there. And I think I am going to, am I going to do a red ink? Will I try Festive Berries just to see what it looks like? Once again, if you don't try, you never know. Okay, let's give it a go. Very nice. Very nice indeed. But it definitely needs another layer. And just press hard. I'm going to do it again. And I'm going to keep doing it until I have a coverage I'm happy with. So I am. Right. There we go. We can live with that. Right, so that's number 2. Okay, let's just clean up. Clean up as you go. It is much better. And you won't be sitting with a jumbled mess wondering what to do with it at the end. Right, now I am going to do a couple of stencils. Okay, so let's get out this one. Let's get out this one. And we'll do a blue one. So we'll do a blue one. Okay. And I'm still sticking that down because my paper is all bent and I don't want to muck it up. So this is a set of heart stencils that I got from the range. So I did. And I'm going to do prize ribbon over the top of it and see how we get on. And these backgrounds are quite quick to make, And then you just need to get your dyes etc. out and decide what else you want to do. There we go. Right, that's that one. Put that away. Right. Next is a funky heart one, and we'll do a pink one. Oh look, I got a bit of blue from that last one because I didn't clean up. Oops, my bad. Right. I want a dark pink. How dark can I get? I think picked raspberry is the darkest, but I would like to try Victorian velvet. Pink. I want to try this and see how we get on. Okay. Oh yes, we're good to go. You have to be careful not to put too much. My Victorian velvet's very juicy, so I have to try and be careful not to put too much ink on. Otherwise it will go under the stencil. Oops. And if you do that, you kind of muck it up too. So just be careful. There we go. Right, what next? Next we're going to do a paste. And I've got a bluey purple here. I couldn't find the pink one. I must have used it all. So I'm going to try this one. And see how we get on. Although I have got a little bit of Stampin' Up paste here, there's not a great deal left in it, but I think I might try colouring it to get a pink one to see how we get on. Okay, right. This stuff is messy. This stuff is very messy. So it is. But we don't care, we're going to rock it. Right, I need a sponge. Oh yes, I got out the sponge. I'm going to just use a cheap makeup sponge. Oh, it's going hard. I maybe should have used a palette knife for that. Let me see how we're getting on. Good, bad or indifferent. Well, it's working. Ah! It stuck to me. Oops. Okay, how long? Let's try it this way to see if that works any better. Because when I first got that, it was really runny and I didn't like it at all. But now it's sticky and gooey. Can I just finish that off without putting any more paste on? Right. Very good. Let me see. Ooh, yes, I like it. Right, I have to go and wash that stencil, tidy up and do some more, and I'll come back and show you what I've done. Okay, so I'm back with all my completed backgrounds. This one I stamped what, a flourish kind of background on it in prize ribbon. This one is kind of leafy in rustic wilderness. This one is the heart one in prize ribbon. This one is a different heart one in, what do you call that? Victorian velvet. This one you saw me do. That one's in Victorian velvet too, only with a different heart pattern. This one is my favourite, I think, and it's a layered stencil. It's light pink, and then I put red on top, and I did the leaves in blue, and you can still see the smushed background. And this one you saw me stamp. Now, I did this one with that blue stuff. Blue kind of pasty stuff. That is it's a kind of pink blue. And I had more of my things, so I ended up doing another stencil. This one I mixed what was left of the white embossing paste with a bit of pink acrylic paint and just did an abstract circle background all over it. And I had extra, so I made this background. And this one is the small heart stencil I had, and I did it in 3 colours. Prize ribbon, picked raspberry and wilted violet. But I messed it up a little bit in places because I was masking and it was not easy. So I then used some more of the same colours and I splattered them all over the background. And I'm happy to use that now. Right, so I need to go and get lunch. TJ gets out at 2 today, so I need to be on the ball. So I'm off to make cards and I'll show you the finished results. Good afternoon everyone. Here we are back with the final cards that I have made. So this one is Alina Cuttle stamp, and that's actually an Alina Cuttle die as well. It's this one here. Okay, and then I used this one here to cut out that from the background piece. I put on a big scripty happy birthday in silver and a little vellum butterfly, and throughout these cards I've used this butterfly and all these butterflies. Just a mishmash. I put a lot together and then I just used what I want. I did them in white, did some in vellum. This is them. This is one of them. Okay, so that's that one done. That one needs to go in there with that, but it needs to go on that side. Right, so for this one I used black as my mat. I made a shaker card. I figured this would be a nice guy one. At least that was my attempt when I started it. So I used that, and I used these dies. Now I have no idea where my dies come from. Some of them, like these are AliExpress ones that I got maybe 4 years ago. I haven't used that one. And some I get from Positively Papercraft, Amazon, you know, Facebook groups, D-stashes. So they just come from all over the place. So I took the second largest scallop, and then I took the third largest straight and I cut it out of that. I did put two together for a bit of stability, and then I have 2 layers of foam strips behind that and my shaker bits, and then that is a love that I got from a magazine set, I think, and there's that big scripty happy birthday. Okay, so that's that one. Oh, that big leaf, where did that come from? Big leaf. This is this big leaf here. So these are just my leafage dies. Right. So this is a 2-for-1. This die is an old magazine die that I got about 10 years ago. And it cuts out this Paris, but it cuts this postage stamp. So I cut it out of silver and of the blue background that I'd made. And then I swapped the inserts. This one here is layered up, and on this one, this bit is flat, and this bit here is layered up 3 times. Just for a bit of difference. I've used a couple of them butterflies. I've used them dies there. What are they from? What are they from? I wonder. Maybe, I don't know. They cut this bit separate, this outer bit, and then this is the bit that's left behind. So I have cut it out in blue card, in silver card, and swapped them again, and then just put on blue. This one says you are awesome, and this one says you make my heart happy. And then I've just finished them off with some gems. Okay. This is my least favourite for some reason. I just don't like it. I think I had this bit of foam sitting on my desk and I just decided to use it. But it just doesn't make my heart happy. But I went with it anyway. It's going to the charity shop. Somebody will like it. So this was a background die. Yeah. And I might have gotten that from AliExpress. I've had them a long time. So, that's that one. Right, this is another 2-for-1. I've used 2 different backgrounds. This is the layered one I did. And then I've cut my favourite heart die out, which is this one. I have this one and this one, and I have another one, a Sue Wilson one, and they are my favourites. Them bloody animals will not let me sleep. That cat's not trying to sleep in my head, and the dog wants out about 3 times a night. No more pets when they go. Anyway, run over. I used this blue glitter card to match the blue that I'd put on the layered. And then I cut this out of the blue glittered card, and then I had this foil card which I used in the background, and I cut this out of it again, and I swapped over the inserts. Now I do have them on foam tape, and then my congrats is layered up 3 times, as is my love. And then I added a U for my stash, and I don't really care how much dimension I put on because they're my cards. I can do what I want, and there's a bit of, and they're going to charity, so they're getting them free. They can either like them or lump them. If they don't want to post them, they don't have to. So then this was just the one that I did with the paste, and this heart was left over from one of the shaker cards that I did, so I just put a plain white butterfly on it, added a silver mat and a silver happy birthday, which is layered 3 times. I tend to layer all my sentiments 3 times, and if I've got a flimsy die, I will do it 2 or 3 times. So then I've just added some blue gems. This is the butterfly background I did, and I then cut my butterfly out, and I did the bottom layer red, festive berries, spiced marmalade and mustard seed. Okay, and then each layer is popped up just in there, so it has dimension 2, and then I just put a congrats on in the same black card and some black and orange gems. This was a texture paste one that I was using up. I had coloured it, and I simply, hold on a wee minute, and yes, I have done this on most of the cards. Whichever strip I have left over, I put them on the inside like this. So, and I do it on most of them. So I just took a cover plate down. Now I know I got that from Positively Papercraft Kit, but it was a long time ago. Yes, that's my other set of die hearts there. So I've cut it out twice, and I've layered it onto my background piece, and then I've layered my love die up and cut it in pink glitter card and finished with pink gems. I thought this would be a nice boyish one. I know it's got a butterfly, but I'd be happy giving this to a boy. The colours are subdued. It simply says happy birthday. It has vellum behind the wings and vellum behind the happy birthday, and some gems. Right, this here is my shaker card. This is the second one. I think I did 3. So you get the insert, you get one that cuts it would cut right round there, and then you use the one that cuts the mat. So I did the one that cuts the mat and the insert, and I cut it out of some pink card and matted my background onto the pink card, and that there will have been cut out from that pink card that is the mat. I have 2 layers of foam tape, but I've also got my shaker is enclosed because it's on a piece of vellum as well. So it's cardstock, acetate, shaker bits and vellum, and then the actual card piece. I've added some pink ribbon that I found in my stash, tied a little bow for something different, and usual gems. So this is the one that I did at the very end with a little, I don't think I showed you doing it, where I put the little stencil down and masked it off. And I've simply done that heart die that I've shown you, the long one. I've cut it out of the background mat. It's like a lilac card, a deep lilac. And then I've used a bit of silver for the inner. and I've cut the "You Are Sweet" from the same card and matted it onto white and popped it up. I've added a little purple bow, and this one has a little blue ribbon or blue gem on the middle of it with some purple gems as well. So this is where I got the little blue heart that you saw. This is my final shaker card, and it is an enclosed one as well, meaning that it's card, acetate, shaker bits and vellum. And I used those heart dies. Did I say a nest of heart dies? Yes. These ones here. And I think I used number 3 and number 5.